Alright guys, install a mini farm gate. I'm fencing the backyard in so the wife can let the dogs out because of her surgery. So I'm going to get this backyard fenced in. It's pretty fenced in all the way to the corner, and I got to move my burn barrel thing. So I want to put the fence in. I got the post in. I want to put the gate on so then I can get my next post, you know, decently close. And then, freaking bugs, man, they just land right on your fucking eyeballs. But the next one I'm gonna put against the wall, but I'm probably getting a square one. It'll be against the brick wall and then the siding. Unfortunately, I do replace the siding. And then I'm gonna use them slats to kind of make it look good. Plus, I'm gonna put it across there where the dogs can't pee onto the unit. You're gonna need a 9/16 Milwaukee wrench. It has to be Milwaukee though. If you don't use this wrench, the gate won't, it'll just fall off. So anyway, I got to loosen up those and then get my little screw post things out, which you can use ones that are that you screw all the way through the post and then put a bolt and you can adjust it. Which I guess that, you know, I got this gate cheap. I'm working on painting it, and that's why it kind of looks different colors. It was a silver, and I want no bright silver. Freaking. So I got some forest green, thinking, hey, you know, forest green would be like a dark little green. For some reason, it looks like a bright ass Easter egg green. I was going to use a deep socket, but apparently this bolt's too long for a deep socket. I got to use a wrench. And just loosen it up enough where I can get, there we go. I'll probably set them, like this hinge I'll set to the very bottom, and this hinge I'll set to the bottom here. And that'll allow me to, well, maybe up just a little more, but allow me to slide it down a little. I want it close to the ground, so I don't want the dogs to get out. Doodles is, I can't. I don't want to lose little Doodles there. She's a good dog, and there's some not so good dogs around here. I fairly put a stop to most of that, but it's just best to get this going good. Yeah, I got the same clothes on from just a little while ago. I was just working on the garden. Now we're over here. So, what I could roughly, I'll just wing it, honestly, because anybody knows anything, these are gonna sag. Well, this one probably won't sag as much just because it's so short. Longer gates will start to pull on the post and things like that. There's just an 80-pound bag of concrete in that one. And then I'll probably come and trim it a little bit. Maybe, it looked kind of odd. As far as I go down, I hit like a big piece of concrete or something, which possibly could be septic tank, which would be kind of odd. Look at this. She gets her feet tied up all the time. She's just clumsy clumsy little dog. But anyway, I'll probably grab me a little 4x4 or something like how you normally hang doors and stuff. I'll set it on something where I kind of know roughly, which is roughly, this will be pretty simple. It's going to be roughly like here, right above that little mark. I'm going to use a drill bit. Did I bring drill bits? I think I brought drill bits. Yeah. Again, if you don't use Milwaukee drill bits, the hole doesn't work. You can't, for some reason, it just doesn't do anything. Oh, Milwaukee needs to sponsor me. How thick is that bit? I think it's pretty thick. I got these impact ones. I figured I'll just use the big one. Normally I'll just hammer it and then just crank it through, but I'll give this a try. Give you a supervisor view, top down there. So just kind of eyeball center. The Milwaukee bits ain't no joke. Well, impact driver bits are pretty neat. I imagine it'll explode one time if I hit something hard. And then I'm gonna get this screwed in, which I'm off center just a hair on the post. But what you can do is when you do your hinge, you're gonna be able to move one way, the other just a little bit. You can cant the gate tiny until you get it where you want. So I'm just gonna put that in. I'll get this screwed in. I'm just gonna put it like this. Boom. Say, people can steal your farm gates because all they need is a pair of adjustable and just loosen this up and it comes off. Unless you have them chained or something. 99% of the time, that doesn't really happen. All right, let me get that set in. We got a bigger drill bit. As you can see, I don't know how it's in the threads, the base of the threads, there's just a tube and then your threads on top. You can drill it that size, and then you have your threads. Another thing you can do too is use your wrench. Just put your wrench on here, and then you can turn it, which is getting pretty tight. I could use a bigger wrench, I just have this one right now. But then you can just turn it in, which I'm a little bit of an angle, and it's not perfect, but this is just a simple hinge. But I want to get in fairly far. I want the gate sort of close. I mean, the dog isn't gonna be able to squeeze through that. We gotta remember, when you put this out, you're gonna have yay much room from your post, so you're gonna be out a good bit. So I'm gonna get it in as far as possible. It's, you know, I'm splintering the wood a little bit because I didn't, you know, use a bigger bit. I just don't have a bigger bit on me right now. So, yep. And the next one will be, see how I'm not super straight, but I can bring the next one over a little bit. And then I can adjust the hinges, because, you know, your hinges got this adjustment. So if the top part of the gate is going to be out, I can just go over just a little bit, and then that can go a little bit. Once it opens to a point, it's going to want to go somewhere, which I'm going to have to put a stick in the ground, or it just doesn't bang into my unit. Let me get that screwed in. I might get a bigger wrench just because I'm fat and I'm getting tired. So I'll get the hinge in. It's pretty simple, doesn't take long. If you're super good at figuring it up, you know, you could just put the other posts in, you have both posts. But I don't know how far my hinges are going to go in and out and things like that, so I wanted to get the gate at least on. Then I can dig the post hole overside roughly in the area, and then I can put the gate where I want it, and then slide the slide the post in there and concrete it. I got another bag, and then I'll let it dry for a day or two, and then just pull the fence, boom, and then I got a new fence tie clip thing. I'll do a little video on that, see how it works. I don't mind the unit. I didn't wait for it to turn off. It's not really loud. It's just a little fan. But I got my bottom hinge on. Now you can also, depending how far you go in, like if your gate drags at one end, you can back it out a little bit or not go all the way in and go in more there, and it'll cant your gate up or down. I will probably just scoop the dirt back a little bit because I want the gate to be fairly close to the ground. And then I'm gonna have to, what I've seen is they got things like, it's for chain link fence, sort of like this, but it's got an end on it where you can put like a 2x10 in here and tighten it down, and it'll just clamp onto it. So I can put like a couple, well, it gets bigger as it goes up, so it'd be like 2x10, 2x8, 2x6, 2x6, something like that. Just across, just to block, because I'm pretty sure the dog will, you know, scoot his furry butt through there. So I'm gonna do that, or I can just zip tie some wire for now, which I'll probably just zip. I got some black hardware cloth. I'll probably just zip tie over it, or some of this black fencing. I need to put a piece in there so she can't get out. But yeah, I mean, things are a mess as usual, but they'll have a nice little yard to run around in here. A lot of shade as soon as these boys put some leaves on. And then I already spread some of the ant stuff, and the ant mountain should be gone. Got to pull this out of the way, and then it's got to run a fence from there to here, and a bit of an angle to the next post. Probably put 2 T-posts in and 2 T-posts. Try to go 10, 12 foot apart just so they can't push the wire up and all that. But I left a little bit of space. I just put this one in the middle so I can either go up or down. That one I'll just be able to go down or up a bit. I left a bit of a space. Give me room. I ain't gotta be so close to the ground. So again, I got the gate here centered up. The hinge is gonna come down and then over. So like roughly in this area, but you can use a marker if you want. I just don't have a marker on me. I'm gonna drill that, and I'll put my other hinge in, which I went and got a bigger wrench, and then I just put it on the bolt and was turned around like I showed you. All right, there's 2 ways that you can put these hinges on. One, you can do like I did, one facing down, one facing up. That way the gate can't be lifted off easily. It can be lifted off, but they're gonna have to loosen bolt. And the other way, you could just turn this facing up, and then you could just slide both down on top, which I may, like I guess I marked the post wrong. I can't see my dimple. I'm down lower than I wanted to be, but that's all right. I am almost touching the ground, but there's some stuff here, so I'll probably just figure the radius and I'll rake this back a little bit because I don't want much room under it. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Just need certainly one tool really, and then one that you can crank on this. Now I've used a pair of channel locks and I've broken them in half because you got to put a lot of force on it. And I'll show you which part I broke. Like right here, I snapped this in half. So either a pipe wrench or just get yourself a bigger wrench, a little bit longer, and then you can put on that and just twist it around. The bottom was kind of a pain because you're close to the ground, so you like half twist and move. But once you get up to your top one, you can just zip around in circles. Which right now, I could take that hinge off. I loosen up, drop it down, and I could crank that in a few more turns, and it'll lift this end up, which I may do. One more turn, and then you can do half turns if you wanted. Like I said, you could make this part face up and then just slide this up onto it, but the gate's able to be lifted off. So if the dog's jumping, banging on it, I don't think it can lift it all the way up, but I prefer not to do that. But fairly simple. And it just opens up. See, it's dragging a little bit. But my yard is sloped downhill, so I'm actually, this is going uphill. But I really wanted it there just to find out where the next post is going to there. I mean, technically I could go more of a line. I'll probably just go straight. And I'll probably just dig the hole right in this area where it's, you know, I'm gonna put a goat latch on it like the other one, the other goat gate. Just a latch, it should go about here. As this has a little nipple that sticks out, and on this post will have two little ramps with two little levers. You just lift up or down, whichever side you want to open it, you lift up and push. And then you can just push it shut and it clicks, and then you gotta wrap that chain around there. Which this chain is made, I'm gonna have to cut it off because it's, normally there's a clip or something, you can unclip it. So it's a Jeep gate, I think it was like 65 bucks. But I looked on Amazon, they got them for like $400. I'm like, God, people crazy. It's probably just drugs. But yeah, I'll finish painting it. I'm gonna get my log put in, and then probably take a break, because then I gotta figure out, I'm not going straight across, I'm gonna go over on an angle a little bit towards that vent pipe, because I want to be away from this. Probably something like that. And then some of these boards where the dogs can't really pee onto it. And I need to, springs here, I need to spray this. Eventually I'm probably gonna concrete it. Just tired of the stupid weeds coming up. I got one of these, this is super, I wish I would've got it sooner. It's just a little mesh to keep the leaves out, but they drop into this little side. This is very chintzy. These things are so expensive nowadays, it's crazy. This is only 2 years old maybe. I gotta get the shop back out and try to suck them leaves out and stuff. But yeah, gate's pretty simple. The longer it is, it helps with two people, because I had a 14-footer over there and I'm trying to line it up onto them things. And I'm like holding it, and it's like you get one and it teeters. Super pain. If you can, get yourself like a 4x4 or a couple blocks, put it on the ground, set your gate on it right where you want it, and then you can move your hinges. But just like me, I put them in kind of the wrong spot. I mean, technically I could turn this around and this will slide up more. It gives me room, very versatile. The ones that drill all the way through with the nuts and bolts on each side, you can adjust, but when this expands and contracts and shrinks, it loosens up and your gate's still, you know. So either way, that's me putting a gate in. Appreciate you guys for watching my videos, helping make me some money to do more of this crap. Stay tuned, like and subscribe.